Okay, welcome. Bienvenidos to the IDC Docker podcast, on the waterfront, where we will talk about our struggles, our projects, our fights, our organization, and also, of course, about our future. Today we are here in New Jersey, in the United States, and I'm happy to introduce Kenny Oelkers. Kenny is one very good friend of mine, and although he is like a movie star from Queens, he's one of the most impressive leaders that I have met in all my life, and have something special that also he's one of the legends of this movement. He has the ability to learn every day, to be involved in a lot of struggles and in a lot of things. So thank you and welcome to the IDC Docker podcast, Kenny, on the waterfront. Welcome.
Thank you, Jordi, so much for your kind words. I appreciate it. Great being here.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we will start explaining a little how you start on the sector, how you arrived some years ago to the ILA.
I was a teacher in New York City for 25 years, and I became close with the Daggett family through sports in my community, and then International President Harold Daggett interviewed me and wanted to create an education director position for the 85,000 members of the ILA. And when he offered me the job, I was thrilled to accept, and I was honored to accept it.
Wow, so you come to the education sector and you started a big project, not just for the ILA, from all the doctors of the world, that it's to explain which is the world. The media is growing up very fast, no? And it's important to have the members well informed, no?
Yes, we try to keep the membership informed on a daily basis of what's taking place in our industry currently, and also to teach the membership about our long storied history that dates back to 1892.
Because it's important not to honor the past and invest in the future, no? As we learn as you remember. Which are your views about the impact that the social media can have for all the society, but especially for the dog workers? They have a huge impact, no? The publications that you do, the newsletter that you do, the education history that you are reading. Which is your views of the impact that can have?
When I first began reaching out to the ILA members in the United States and Canada, I didn't think that would grow all over the 7 continents. I didn't think that all the dock worker unions around the world would start following the page, reaching out to me, communicating with me. And then when I met you, and I went to Barcelona, I met more and more people, and that page just began to grow and grow and grow. And we have experienced upwards of over 1 million people taking a look at that page after the summaries I received every couple of months.
Yeah, that's crazy. You mentioned it now, no? And when we were in the lunch, a video that you put on the social media today, in a couple of hours, more than 42,000 people
yes.
like it. So it's something crazy, no? Sometimes, and especially in that moment, critical moment from the ILA, that the social media can have a big role to win this media battle, can express and can demonstrate with the work that you are doing, the ILA is doing, the dog workers are doing, without the contamination by the employers and the yellow union media and the social yellow union. So it's important to, in this crucial moment, what you are doing for everybody, you know?
I could never have imagined in my wildest dreams, kids growing up, you know, when I grew up in Queens, that I would have friends all over the world. You know, I have friends that are in Liverpool. I have friends that are in London. I have friends that are in Chile. And I could go on and on. Barcelona, Lisbon, and definitely Australia. My guys, my brothers in Hawaii. I could never imagine in a million years that this dock worker movement would lead to so many special relationships.
And especially in the part of the education history that you are implementing and you are making a huge work, it's important not to make people know the history, learn which is the history, where we come from, to know where we go. That it's something that you are investing a lot of time, a lot of resources.
I research a lot about the dock worker movements, about unions around the world, and I think it's vital that the younger members, when they join the industry, if they're in their early to mid-20s or even 30 years old, that they learn about how all the longshore workers from years ago put the blood, sweat, and tears into building a powerful union that's known throughout the world, the ILA.
Yeah. Also, we have a project together in IDC. You start in Liverpool to explain which is your experience about the social media in the ILA, and I propose you to have a big project leading the IDC also social media, the IDC education part of our organization. What it means for you to not just to the States, if not implement around the world. It's a big and a huge project, I suppose.
When you asked me to be on one of the 6 commissions, I was very humbled. I was very honored because now my role is not confined to the ILA. Now it goes all over the world, and with Wampy and doing the youth movement, and Natalie doing the equality, and we have safety on there, health, and the Veterans Committee with the guys from Australia. I was very, very honored when you asked me to do that, and I take that job very, very seriously, and all I want to do in the future is make it grow and be visible, and network with people and build it even bigger than what it is now.
And it's important also the commitment of the people, no? That they can send you pictures or photos to you, send you videos, send you information to can debate with everybody, no? That is very important for you and for everybody, of course.
There's some days where people send me pictures of different ports and news that's taking place at their ports and videos that are going on, men, women, north, south, no matter where. And it's great when they reach out to me, and we do little write-ups and paragraphs together, and it goes out to the masses. And I see the feedback on the page, and it's really incredible. I can't emphasize enough how special it is.
Yeah, I know. As you remember, in the last conference that we have in Liverpool, also in New Orleans, including in Portugal, I make a lot of emphasis in the fact that the social media is very important for the communication between the dock workers. The things have changed so much, and people, it's possible, look more the Instagram sometimes, or the Facebook, or the TikTok, or wherever the social media, than where they have to go, that is in the assemblies, no? But something that I always try to be very hard is that it puts me, especially to me, sick when we stay like today in a long meeting from 9 to 5 p.m. here in the States, and the pictures that some people put on the social media, that happens 10 years ago. Now the fact it don't happen now. But the only picture that they appear is not in the working, not in the bar taking some beers, and this don't demonstrate the respect for the people. No, I have this feeling sometimes and say, wow, if we stay 10 hours like today working, today now it's 4 p.m. So if we started at 8 a.m. So we cannot appear in the social media drinking beers. If we bring 10 hours in the meetings trying to discuss for the better future for everybody. So this is something that, I don't know, what do you think about that? That sometimes we have to be very careful, especially the delegates, the leadership, the people that are on the meetings. What do you think?
There's definitely drawbacks to social media. God knows I agree with anyone who feels that way. But for our industry and our movement, dock workers move around the world, I don't think there's a better tool that we can use right now to effectively communicate with each other, to communicate with each other quickly, and to have everyone all over the world know what goes on in different ports, and to learn from each other, bounce ideas off each other. How do you do this? What happens when this happens? What happens when that happens? And I've learned a great deal just from that.
Yeah. And especially in that moment, no? For example, yesterday some guys from Chile asked me, what is happening with the Australian conflict with the CFMU, between the CFMU and the ALP, with the government, with the administrations, and it's easy to connect them and they want to have the information, and you play a big role with that. Because I remember last week you organized a big demonstration here in New Jersey, of course, making a video of support to the MUA guys. That's amazing.
The MUA guys have really formed a brotherhood with the ILA, and it's so apparent. I mean, people say it takes 22 hours to get from Newark, New Jersey to Sydney, Australia by plane. But how do you have such a close relationship with them? How do you know what's going on in Australia? It's all through social media. It's all through social media sites. And those guys are incredible. And I salute them for their solidarity and their commitment to the dock workers.
Just for finish, Kenny, as you know, the next year is our 25th anniversary. This is one of the parts that we are preparing for the 25th anniversary of IDC. IDC was born after the big dispute in Liverpool, the big defeat of the Liverpool Dockers. And you visit them 3 months ago, more or less. I don't remember exactly. And it was a good experience for you. First, I want that you can explain them what it represents for you from the education part, the defeat from the Liverpool Dockers at that time in the 90s, for one side, and the other one, I want that you address to the members that are watching this podcast, and you motivate them to participate, to be part of our movement.
I think that the Liverpool dock workers dispute, which the IDC was born out of, is the home of the fight that dock workers around the world. I mean, we were there together, and we were at that conference, and we were at the CASA, and you could just feel the power of all the dock workers, the passion. So that Liverpool dispute, it propelled the leaders from around the world to come together and form this International Dock Workers Council, which, it's incredible, 25 years have passed, and now it's grown to, I believe, 150,000 members. The message I have to anyone that feels that social media is a waste of time, that social media is negativity and it's gossip, that's fine. You could feel that way. I agree with you. But for our movement to learn about it, to learn about the industry, to learn about the management side, to learn about the union side, to learn about the contract disputes, to learn about the struggles that these other ports and these other countries have, to educate yourself and to learn about the industry that you work in every day, I highly recommend following the pages of not only the ILA, but the pages of the dock worker unions around the world.
100%. So just to finish, Kenny, thank you again for accept our invitation to the IDC Docker podcast on the waterfront. For us, it's a real pleasure to have you here, to hear from you, to learn from you. I hope that in the future you will come again and you will explain the evolution of the projects. And that's all. Thank you for everything, Kenny. And like we always finish our podcast, if we are together, it's impossible
to fail.